In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, and peace be upon you. It's May 13th, Wednesday afternoon in Pakistan, day 165 of Asim Munir's de facto Form 47 military rule. Neither the actions nor the prices have changed, only the names have changed. Yes, Pinky the Smuggler has replaced Ayan Ali, but Maulana Fazlur Rahman remains the same, Zardari remains the same, and our military generals also remain the same. Suddenly, on all television screens in Pakistan, a drug smuggler named Pinky, a cocaine smuggler, has appeared. New dimensions of this story are unfolding. We will present some to you. Yesterday, you saw marathon transmissions on the major programs of Pakistan's biggest TV channels, and Pinky was everywhere. This means that the terrorism in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the martyrdoms that occurred there. 15 police officers were martyred, followed by 9 more the next day. It was also revealed that police from many stations closed them down and left, according to Maulana Fazlur Rahman. But there was no coverage of any of this on Pakistani television yesterday or today. Only Pinky is being featured. Pinky the Smuggler has been turned into such a magical character. It's like you're watching a Bollywood movie. But is this the first time? No, it's not. Whenever the season for amendments arrives, as I've told you, neither the actions nor the prices of our generals change. Only the names change. First you saw Ayan Ali, and now all this has started. Remember, for the past several days, we've been telling you that if the People's Party doesn't agree to work for the same or even lower pay, then what's happening now would happen to them. We've been telling you this for months. Of course, we didn't know which arrow the generals would pull from their quiver and fire at the People's Party, but we knew it would be something dirty. And now it has happened. So let us give you the full account. Maulana Fazlur Rahman has also made an entry. We'll also tell you when the 28th Amendment is expected to be introduced. But first, listen to this about this smuggler named Pinky. It's been revealed that in both Lahore and Karachi, she has been supplying cocaine, ice, and all sorts of intoxicants to everyone from school children to university and college students, and even at elite gatherings and parties, day or night. And she hasn't just started, she's been supplying for several years now. Now it's also being said that the IB arrested her in Lahore, and when she was caught, she had a large amount of cocaine. There are also allegations that the IB and the sector commander together took those drugs back from her. Then it's being said that some government or state institution sold all those drugs. There are even allegations, and they might just be allegations, that she was made to produce more drugs, involving mixing various chemicals. So they were made to produce more drugs, which were sold for several months or weeks. After making a significant profit from them, her arrest was finally made public. It's also said that she was kept in a 5-star hotel. 4 rooms were taken on that floor. She was kept in one, while the other 3 were for her convenience, or you could say for her so-called arrest or security. It was also said that when she was brought from Lahore to Karachi, reporters are now reporting that in Lahore, to evade the police, as I told you, this is like Ayan Ali Season 2. The goal is to divert everyone's attention and focus solely on Ayan Ali, while our generals deal with those behind her. They're doing the same these days. So while you see Pinky the Smuggler in front, behind the scenes, the 28th Amendment is being forced through. It will be enforced, and if you don't comply, tomorrow someone might claim that Mr. Zardari used to sell drugs through Pinky the Smuggler. I believe her real name is Ann Moll, or her formal name is Ann Moll, but she's called Pinky. So it will be claimed that President Zardari was behind this, Ms. Ann Moll or Miss Pinky, or perhaps someone else from the People's Party, and who knows. They might even say Mr. Bilawal was behind her. It's all about making accusations or planting evidence which can easily be fabricated. This is the current situation. Then sensationalism was spread, claiming that to hide her fingerprints, she burnt her fingers. It was also said she used a knife to injure her fingers so her prints couldn't be identified while she was hiding in Lahore. Then it was also said that at one point the police stopped her and she drove her car over them. It was also said she was so feared or had such high-level connections that even in jail, she lived on her own terms. I mean, in custody, or as we mentioned, there are reports she was even kept in a 5-star hotel. Then it's said that when Chaudhry Nizamuddin decided it was time, since the People's Party leadership wasn't yielding on the 28th Amendment and needed to be pressured, she was taken to Karachi. In Karachi, she was kept in a hotel with the letters M and P in its name. Now, for legal reasons, I can't say the full name, but it definitely has both M and P in it. She stayed there for about a week or maybe 5 days, somewhere around that length of time. Then, when it was finally time to reveal her, she was arrested from a house, not the hotel. Take a look at the video on the screen. The footage of her arrest is actually quite interesting to watch. The police arrive, and as soon as they ring the bell, the door opens, and she's the one who opens it. She doesn't look worried. She even laughs and says, "Come in, please come in." And they arrest her and take her away. This means that this Anmol, alias Pinky, was waiting for the police in that house, inviting them to come and arrest her. When the police rang the bell, she opened it herself. I mean, she opened the door. No one else did. She was waiting like, "Come and arrest me." It was all a setup. Obviously, she'd been arrested before and was in their custody. The allegations are that government and state institutions, those calling themselves state institutions, their top officials haven't just dipped their toes in this flowing river, they've jumped in headfirst. They've obtained drugs from them and even sold them. These are the allegations surfacing now. Let me also tell you that yesterday, both of Pakistan's departments, ISPR and ISI, issued the strictest instructions to cover only this story. Don't pay attention to any other story, just cover this one. So, this was the number one story given top priority, and everywhere yesterday it was all about Pinky, 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 Anmol, alias Pinky, and the drugs. That's all anyone talked about. Whenever you see something blown out of proportion in Pakistan's media, or see it happening, just understand that there's a magic hug behind it or a magic wand, and that's the general's wand. So, yesterday was just more of the same. It was a fixed match, a way to make a fool out of you. This is blackmail, and pressure is being put on the People's Party to pass the 28th Amendment. Next, we'll read out Maulana Fazlur Rahman's statement to you. The statement is such that if he had truly given it from the heart, though I don't think he ever gives any statement from the heart, but if he had, there couldn't be a more respectable statement. However, when the time for action comes, whether it's Fazlur Rahman or Jamaat-e-Islami, all these naive scholars end up falling at the feet of whoever the military dictator is. What statement does he give? Listen closely. I'll read it quickly as it's quite long. I'll try to summarize it for you. He says, "I realize that they are also my blood. A few weeks ago in Wana, your entire fort was blown up, in which our soldiers were martyred. Yesterday, an attack in Banu blew up an entire police station. All the officers there were martyred. Today, the police from all the city and regional stations have left their posts and gathered at the police lines. The places meant for our protection now have no protection themselves. Who should we go to?" Fazlur Rahman asks. "I'll tell you right now who to go to. Take note because I'm going to give Fazlur Rahman the address of who he should go to. We are traditional people. If I'm standing in the darkness of grief, if I'm standing in a lake of blood and my blood is flowing everywhere, in such an environment, at the very least, I cannot celebrate. It takes a lot of heart. Blood is scattered everywhere. Lives are insecure. And yet celebrations are being held simultaneously." He's referring to that battle of truth, song, and dance. In this whole situation, we've seen major incidents here. The incident involving Maulana Idris was no small matter. I'm talking about daily life. Throughout the entire academic year, he was teaching 2,800 students every day. He taught 1,300 students in one madrasa and 1,500 in another simultaneously. This is our asset. Despite this, they were buried in the shroud of martyrdom. Then he spoke at length about martyrdom, how people have entered mosques in villages, armed men in guest rooms, and how the common man can't even send his children to school. Or people are migrating, many have already left, but the nation isn't being told what the actual situation in our country is. Then he spoke about Dera Ghazi Khan, Dera Ismail Khan, his own regions, Banu, and then petroleum prices. Basically, Fazlur Rahman has laid everything out on the table. When does Fazlur Rahman open this whole shop? Only when the generals need him to. Fazlur Rahman issues these harsh, or should I say loud and aggressive statements whenever the generals require them. It seems he is needed once again. The generals have once again drawn this sword from its scabbard, and now Fazlur Rahman has set the stage talking about terrorism, oppression, and how they'll heat things up and take to the streets. Obviously, those poor Form 47 people in the current regime know that the generals have launched him. On the other hand, I have news for you today that in Faisalabad and other places, dozens of Tehreek-e-Labbaik members have started getting bail. Yes, this is exclusive news. Tehreek-e-Labbaik members, even today in Faisalabad, as we speak, over today and yesterday, dozens of their workers have been granted bail. This is also being claimed, though I can't call it final news yet, because based on these bails, it's being speculated that Saad Rizvi and others might be presented before the public sometime soon. Why is that? So that if a protest needs to be organized, they can also be used against the current regime in the future if President Zardari doesn't comply. So, on one hand, notice that Fazlur Rahman has also remembered terrorism, which is actually true. The situation is very dire. So, Fazlur Rahman asked, where should I go? Well, Fazlur Rahman, go where you always go. Whenever it's time to stand up, you fall into prostration. Meaning, whenever it's time to stand firm, you compromise with the generals. Like how you voted for the 26th Amendment, and during the 27th Amendment vote, you went to Bangladesh on purpose so the blame could be shifted. Now the generals want to use you again. The atmosphere in the country is set. The last thing I'll tell you is that the 21st has been set as the date. Yes, the effort will be to table it before the 21st or at least start some paperwork for it. Approval might take a few days, but the effort is there. Now, dates can shift. Often, many factors prevent achieving the date originally planned. But for now, they have in mind to table the 28th Amendment by the 21st. In the 28th Amendment, the key points, as you all know, include the NFC award and reclaiming funds from the provinces, which is already a given. Along with that, there is also talk of giving more powers to the military. And at the same time, there is talk of taking the power to impose governors' rule from parliament and giving it to the constitutional court, so that if governor's rule needs to be imposed, Justice Aminuddin can quietly do it at the mere wink of Chaudhry Sahab's eye. Actually, it was going to happen like that anyway, but now they have decided to make it a formal part of the law. First, there is this Provincial Management Service, as it is probably called. There is the Central Management Service and then the Provincial Management Service. It has now been announced that during their training, these officers will also be taught horse riding. Previously, the public's back was broken from bearing all these elite expenses. Now, the PMS says that PMS officers must be taught horse riding during training. It is beyond comprehension that, okay, if there is a department where sudden horses are actually used, then teach them. But where are you going to go on a horse? Like, I do not get it. Do you want to act in movies or what? The days of horses are long gone. I mean, do you really want to take the nation back to the era of horses? But since they have nothing else to do and they see TikToks being made at the top, they want TikToks made at the bottom too. So now, just for the sake of TikTok, they will impose another burden on the nation in the name of horse riding, meaning more expenses for the public, and the nation will have to bear the cost. If there were any benefit to this horse riding, we would say, sure, teach PMS Batch 14 horse riding. But it is beyond me. I mean, they will not even use it. Whether you teach them to ride a donkey or a horse, you might as well just save money and catch some donkeys from somewhere and teach them to ride those given their situation. But the men and women involved have somehow gotten those long horse riding boots and are now there, eager to learn horse riding. Moving on, let us look at the next news item for you, and that is that the Punjab government spent 7 billion rupees on Mariam Nawaz's publicity just last year. Now, in the second year, 6 billion 40 crore rupees have already been spent, which means that 14 billion rupees have been spent on publicity alone so far. Now for 2027, 22 billion rupees are being requested for Mariam's publicity. I meant 12 billion. So 12 and 14, you see, that is about 26 billion rupees used over these 3 years at least. It could be more. This is just the budget request. That is at least 26 to 27 billion rupees for a lady who passed her FSC. However, she did it, maybe by cheating, but she is just a 12th grade pass. Yesterday, she claimed to have a master's in English literature, but she and everyone else forgot she never even graduated, having been expelled from medical college. So she gets a master's without a degree, and then a PhD in political science after English literature. But don't take it too seriously. She only says these things on TikTok. It's not like she's being serious. As for the job she's grabbed, in the position she holds, Chaudhry Sahib can appoint whoever he wants. It's not really an issue. Anyway, that's enough about the elite. Now listen to this. Manan Khan, a PMLN MPA from PP 55 Narawal. His son had an accident. Firstly, we pray for his full recovery. But anyway, his son had an accident and was treated at a private hospital. By law, no MPA or MNA is allowed treatment at a private hospital. No. But the Punjab government relaxed the rules, and by relaxing the rules for his son, 5 million rupees were spent at a private hospital, and this was approved. Remember, for the common man, the poor man, Imran Khan provided a health card worth up to 1 million rupees, effectively putting 1 million in your pocket. Yes, for serious illnesses, you could get approval for more. They had that health card shut down, and only because Imran Khan had started that project. And now, for their own ministers, or rather MPAs, they are taking out 5 million rupees each for their children from government funds, which is actually not even permitted. It's said that this MPA is very close to Chaudhry Ahsan Iqbal, and you know Ahsan Iqbal, the one who keeps calling himself Professor Professor, that's who I'm talking about. Alima Khanum Sahiba has also expressed great satisfaction with Sohail Afridi's actions. She said this is what leadership looks like, what Sohail Afridi is showing. You shouldn't let the public get out of control. Imran Khan says the same. She says if the public gets out of control once, no one will be able to manage them. So what Sohail Afridi is doing is absolutely right, and he has all of Imran Khan's messages. And you will see that in the coming days, Sohail Afridi will start implementing all of Imran Khan's instructions. In other words, Alima Khanum Sahiba has expressed full confidence in Sohail Afridi and has fully endorsed him. Now, regarding everything that Sohail Afridi has done up to this point, and based on the statement that is currently before us, which as you can see we are displaying on the screen for your reference, Alima Khanum Sahiba has stated that he is, in her opinion, doing exactly the right thing. This is what leadership is, the way he's handling it. And she has fully endorsed him, saying he hasn't done anything wrong so far. Whatever he's doing is correct, and in the coming days, you will see him doing even more. We'll be able to see them working correctly. Now, we too have criticized Sohail Afridi many times, and you have too. So now, after this endorsement from Alima Khanum Sahiba, we all should refrain from criticizing him. Because if, as a sister, she is completely satisfied that whatever Sohail Afridi has done so far is excellent, then it's not right for us to say anything or criticize him. Moving on to the next news, and the next news is from Gilgit-Baltistan, where we'll present the election situation to you. Elections are being held there, as you know. Once again, the same thing. I think such allegations aren't even made in India as the ones being made in Pakistan now. You know that Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Kashmir have a special status with Pakistan. But Mr. Chaudhry has no shame about this either. And he has started doing the same things there so that India can show the whole world, look how Pakistan is exploiting the people here and how it is humiliating them. The party that formed an electoral alliance with Tehreek-e-Insaf, the Gilgit-Baltistan Democratic Party, was first allotted a symbol. As soon as it was known they'd allied with Tehreek-e-Insaf, then just like cursed Quasi snatched the bat symbol from PTI, their Polo Man symbol was also snatched from them, meaning alleged or blatant rigging against Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in the Gilgit. Baltistan elections has also begun, but there's no shame. And if there's no shame, there's no special need for us to say anything. Listen further, so you don't think only our generals do this. Civilians do the same thing. It has been revealed from within two major hospitals in Lahore that at least two cancer prevention drugs turned out to be fake. Meaning, the name is on the medicine, but inside it's probably just water. They're fake, having no effect. They don't contain the medicine they should. And understand that cancer is already such a dangerous disease. The patient and their family are already struggling with so much, and if anything was lacking, they're making up for it. Along with that, remember there were some female doctors and male doctors too, making videos in the gynae ward about which team operates on a patient faster. And all that was happening there in a very vulgar manner. We raised our voices, others did too, and I think about 4 doctors were suspended for it. Now, by the grace of God, it's known that in this country, it's not just Mariam Nawaz who escapes punishment. Every little Mariam Nawaz is present. Now, Dr. Fatima and the other female doctors have all been reinstated at Lady Willingdon Hospital. No action of any kind was taken against them. They were suspended for 3 or 4 months. Sorry, I said 3 or 4 months. It was only 1.5 months. And that's it. It fizzled out. They'll come back and now they'll boldly make such videos again. If this happened anywhere else in the world, I spoke to all the physicians. They said, in fact, some physicians told us they completed their own training at this very hospital, and their heads are bowed in shame that this kind of professionalism is now emerging within their own institutions. Now, let's move to the final news. Mariam Nawaz made many claims yesterday. She told so many lies that while listening, I was stunned by her confidence. Yesterday, she told the girls that for the first time in Pakistan's history, women are being appointed as commissioners of provinces, districts, and divisions and as deputy commissioners, a total lie. In our time, from DPOs to, in Imran Khan's government, from DPOs to deputy commissioners to, and commissioners, women were appointed everywhere. Take Gujranwala, for example, from the deputy commissioner to the DPO. I even have the names of those officers who were appointed. Many women were appointed as deputy commissioners. In Buzdar's government in Punjab, there were commissioners, and assistant commissioners were even more numerous in countless numbers. So Mariam was lying through her teeth saying, this is happening for the first time in Pakistan. I mean, first, they aren't educated, and second, they don't even try. Anyway, then Baji said yesterday that she did her master's in English literature. Before, she used to say she did a PhD too. Well, the PhD has vanished. Now, people are asking, there's a graduation in between. Where did that go? Well, Baji is a scientist, as you know. She can even skip steps. But one thing I don't understand, Baji, as you know, in the picture I'm seeing, I don't know what this cameraman is doing. It's the fault of the person who recorded it, showing one of Baji's lips here and the other there. Now, jealous and envious people are saying the surgery went wrong. One lip went this way and one that way. I know my Baji hasn't had any surgery. These are all false accusations. So, those lips looking misplaced while she speaks are actually the cameraman's fault, not Baji's. Shame on whoever did this with the camera to try and make Baji look like a cartoon. Then I was surprised again that Baji comes so well prepared, but these are basic etiquettes. If you clear your throat while speaking, you say sorry or excuse me. These are basic manners. She must have learned them in college or university or at home. At least behave properly in front of these girls so they learn these manners. Look how many times Baji cleared her throat in this speech today without saying excuse me or sorry, meaning without following basic manners. She just kept going shamelessly. Look.
Then I clears throat. Did my master's in English literature. I know all of you very well, clears throat. One more thing, and well done to all of you. I have that written speech, it's in my file. And let me tell you one thing. Mostly, the impression is that people didn't even know that some people or some students coming back after competing and winning is no small feat. And when I became chief minister, I never had that feeling until today. And this is the very place where we once passed through.
You saw that. Along with this, I wanted you to hear what Yasmin Rashid Sahiba had to say about her entire journey. Please listen to that as well.
I was right when I said your upbringing wasn't right. If you were raised properly, you wouldn't have turned out like this. Your father showed from day one that shady business is possible. Don't forget when you were getting admission to Kinnaird College. Even then, you did the same thing. Father, get me admitted. And when the father was told the marks were low, he said, remove the principal. I mean, that's all they could do, right? They removed the principal. All of Kinnaird College came out on the streets. Let anyone refute or deny what I'm saying. Everyone came out. Mrs. Failbus was the principal then. She was reinstated. Then she went there, the army. Now we are against the establishment. They went to combined military hospitals, specifically the military medical college, where a seat was specially created for her. She got admitted there because her marks were low. Her marks in higher secondary school certificate were low, so they took her there. After that, they had her migrated to King Edward Medical College, which has the highest merit. The lady reached there. I used to teach there at that time. She wouldn't attend classes. They refused to send her exam admission form. They said they wouldn't send it because her attendance was incomplete. So, the professor who had refused my admission was later made an officer on special duty. So, the poor thing knew right from day one that if I told my father, he would do this and he would do that. Madam, it won't work like this. First, get yourself out of this sham of being a ruling family. All of Pakistan now knows that you are a family of thieves. You are a family of dacoits. All of Pakistan knows that you have looted the country. The Panama leaks weren't our leaks. They were released by the consortium of journalists. Go and file a case against them. Why don't you? because you are notorious all over the world, and the world's infamy is upon us that our leader, this Prime Minister of Pakistan, is the biggest thief. Now tell me, in our time, your father was removed.
Mariam Nawaz is the same dynasty, and what is Mariam Nawaz's status? I remember for her admission to Kinnaird College, Nawaz Sharif asked Mira Failbus, who was our principal, to admit her. She said, "We admit based on merit, and she doesn't meet the merit, so how can we admit her?" Mira was fired from her job. So people like this, based on dynasty, just because she's Nawaz Sharif's daughter, what is her standing? She has no standing.
Please allow me to take my leave. May God be your protector. Long live Pakistan.